And now it's time for reading fanfics with Matt the Cat, the part of the show where Matt the Cat comes out and reads a fanfic. So without further ado, reading fanfics with Matt the Cat. Hello everyone! Matt the Cat here. Thank you guys so much for coming to my living room. I bet you're wondering why I'm staying up this late at night. Well, today I will be reading you a story written by the one and only LarryBoyFanatic, LarryBoy, The Return of the Fib from Outer Space. So come sit by the fire, grab your hot chocolate, get comfortable as I read you this story, or in this case, be prepared to get on the edge of your seat. I want to see that movie again, Percy P. exclaimed to his friends. Junior Asparagus, Laura Carrot, and her brother Lenny were following behind him from the Bumbleberg Cinema. You got that right, agreed Junior. I think I'll ask my parents if we could all see Attack of the Mexican Jumpin' Beans 20 more times. Junior, Laura cut in. You can't possibly see that movie over and over like that. You'll have to be a millionaire to pay to go to those movies all those 20 times. Junior rolled his eyes. Sheesh, Laura, I was just joking. I wasn't really going to see that movie 20 times. It's just that the movie is so cool. I think I'll write some fanfiction of that movie. Fanfiction? Lenny popped in. What's that? The kids were making their way towards a dark alley. Little do they know that someone or something was watching them with hungry, villainous eyes. Laura heard a rustling from the alley that they just passed. She stopped in her tracks. You guys? She said uneasily. Her friends stopped and turned to look at their friend. What is it, Laura? Percy asked. I heard something, Laura replied. She pointed to the dark alley that was beside them. The place was nearly cloaked with darkness. The kids took a moment to try and see where the sound was coming from, but no one saw what was making that sound. I don't see anything, Laura, said Lenny. Me neither, Percy agreed. But Junior was silent. He was too busy staring at the alley. This place almost reminds me of the monster that kidnapped me and almost made a meal out of me, he thought. He was the one that made me lie to everyone that I cared about. My dad, my friends, and even myself. All that just for breaking my dad's bowling plate. Oh, what was that monster's name again? Junior's eyes widened. This alley was where the Fib from outer space has taken him hostage, all because of his lies. And the rustling from the alley? Could it be that the Fib was waiting for him there? No, impossible, he tried mentally telling himself. The Fib was gone because he told the truth. The truth had set him free from the monster's clutches. Right? Junior? Laura said, now looking at him. Are you alright? Junior didn't know what to say. However, one thing was for sure. He certainly didn't want to go anywhere near that dark alley. He took off his baseball cap and squeezed it with painful anxiety in his heart. Guys, can we go home? Junior asked in a weak voice. That alley scares you? Lenny taunted playfully, now giggling. Seriously, Junior? Junior got angry and shook his head. No, that's not why. It's just, I remember the Fib kidnapping me here, and I had promised myself that I would never reveal it. But the rustling that Laura heard, that's the alien, is it? Lenny continued to joke. That was the Fib? Then he crouched in a mock monster posture and came towards Junior, saying in his gruff voice, I'm going to eat you, Junior! You may have gotten away from me last time, but now I'm back with a horrible vengeance! As Lenny broke into laughter, Junior gritted his teeth. Lenny! Laura rushed to calm down her friend. Lenny, she said to her brother, it's not nice to make fun of Junior. We were scared for him the time the fib had taken him away. Lenny stopped laughing and said admittedly, You're right, Laura. Sorry, Junior. Junior smiled and said, It's okay. Besides, I sure have learned my lesson at that time. He happily placed his cap back on his head. Suddenly, the kids heard the rustling again. This time, the rustling was louder than the first one, and they jumped. And this time, the noise made Junior's cap spin uncontrollably on his asparagus head. Who's there? Junior blurted out without thinking. No one from the alley answered. Junior was right, Percy said. Let's get out of here. Yeah, you said it, Lenny agreed. So the kids turned to leave, and so did Junior. But before he could take one more step, a giant three-fingered hand emerged from the alley and grabbed his whole body. Junior screamed as he was taken away. Again. The rest of the group heard the screaming and spun around. They all panicked when they saw Junior wasn't with them anymore. Junior! The group called for him. Junior, where are you? Laura shouted towards the alley, but then she remembered Junior recalling the incident with the fib and then gasped. Guys, she said. What? Her friends responded in unison, now looking at her. Laura was afraid to tell them, but she had to. It's the fib! The fib must have taken him again! What are you saying? Percy questioned. It can't be the fib. Junior told the truth about breaking his dad's Art Bugatti bowling plate. The fib is gone because of the truth, right? Laura didn't say anything, but then she realized perhaps Junior didn't tell the whole truth at that time, and that was the reason why the fib had kidnapped him again. I don't think Junior told the whole truth about breaking the plate, Laura muttered. Well, whatever the case is, Percy P said, we need to get LarryBoy to rescue Junior from that monster. Master Larry! Archie called out from the Larry cave. Larry the cucumber yawned as he rushed down to the secret entrance. What now? He moaned. Just moments ago you were calling me to pick up all my dirty laundry off the floor in my bedroom. And then you called me 5 seconds ago to finish drinking my glass of milk from the kitchen. I realize that, Archie, Larry's butler said. But this time it's difficult, I promise you. If you say so, Larry said, and then he muttered, Fancy pants. No, really, Archie explained. Junior Asparagus has been kidnapped not too long ago. His 3 friends were with him when he disappeared. Junior Asparagus kidnapped? Now Larry was out of his sleep-filled frustration. He was now alert. Who took him? Archie flinched and he answered, I wouldn't say who, Master Larry. I would be saying what. Archie turned to the Larry computer and clicked on a picture taken from a surveillance camera that was attached to one of the edge of the Bumbleberg Cinema's rooftops that was angling at the dark alley. As he played the tape on the computer in slow motion, the scenario became clear to Larry. Junior was snatched by something big, really big. But what was it? What took him? Larry asked, now nervously fiddling with one of his buttons on his red and white striped pajama shirts. All I saw was a huge hand. Exactly, Master Larry, agreed Archie. And you've dealt with this monster in the past. Larry shot a confused look at his butler. I did? He asked. Yes, you have, his butler replied. Larry had to take a moment to guess. Is it the bad apple? He guessed. No, Archie said. The rumor weed? Larry guessed again. Not really. Then, what monster is it? Archie stared hard into Larry's face and sighed. You don't remember, do you? Larry thought hard and answered sheepishly. No. Then his butler got up from the computer and said, It's the Fib from outer space! The Fib has returned with a vengeance against Junior! Oh! Larry understood now. His alien nemesis has returned and has recaptured Junior Asparagus. But now, there was this one question that Larry had to ask. Why? Heaven knows, Master Larry, Archie said, but one thing is certain. Junior is in grave danger as we speak. The Fib might be fixing to consume him if you don't stop him. I'm on it, Larry said, now doing a dramatic superhero pose. While I change costume, find out where the Fib is hiding so I can rescue Junior. Now you're talking, Archie said as he sat back down on the Larry computer to activate the GPS feature. 10 minutes later. LarryBoy, what happened? Archie asked. I got changed in my supersuit, LarryBoy explained. It only took me 2 minutes. Archie raised an eyebrow. Oh, really? He inquired. Then what did you do in the other 8 minutes? I was waiting you for 10 minutes. I was trying to check my email, LarryBoy explained. Oh, by the way, do you know what happened to the Wi-Fi in the Larry cave? Master Larry, you can check your email later, Archie told him. Now we're going to rescue Junior from the evil clutches of the Fib before it's too late. The Larry computer's GPS has spotted the Fib in Bumbleberg Forest in an unknown cavern. If you ask me, that would be a good place for that monster to seal the doom of his victims. Hearing him say this sent chills down Larry's spine. Larry shook with anxiety. How do I stop it? Larry asked. Didn't Junior stop the Fib last time by telling the truth? Indeed he did, Archie confirmed. But now we just have to destroy the physical being of the monster. So I've packed a semi-automatic tranquilizer in the LarryMobile. 1 dart to the monster's body will put him out cold. If not 1 dart, then 2. If not 2, then 4. You just need to have good aim, like what you do with your plungers. Oh, LarryBoy said. Okay then, I'm off. LarryBoy hops in the LarryMobile and speeds his roadster out of the Larry cave. I'm coming for you, Junior! He shouted as he sped off in the Bumbleberg Forest. Meanwhile, in the Bumbleberg Forest, the Fib was making his way into a really dark cavern with Junior Asparagus in one huge hand. Junior squirmed in the monster's grip, even though he was horrified to be face to face with his tormentor again. Fib! Junior screamed. What do you want from me? I thought I got rid of you! The monster just looked at his victim with big evil eyes and told him, You still have a debt with me, Junior, and you know it. Junior was confused. A debt? He asked. He wasn't sure what the Fib meant by debt. What's a debt? The Fib raised an eyebrow. You're in grade school and you don't know what a debt is? He asked impatiently. Junior shook his head. Then the Fib rolled his eyes. Okay, the monster mumbled. Let me rephrase what I just told you not too long ago, since you don't know what a debt is. You still owe me for the lies that you've kept spilling about your dad's bowling plate. You may have told the truth and weakened me, but you made one fatal mistake. You didn't tell the whole truth. What's fatal? Junior questioned. I don't know! The Fib angrily responded towards his victim's face. Shower of spit sprayed Junior, which made him flinched.
What?
Junior said confusedly. Now frustrated, the Fib just said flatly, "You know what, kid? Never mind. I only took you here to finish you, and finished you I will." Now Junior was beginning to feel more afraid of his captor, much more afraid than the last time he was caught in a situation like this.
Where's LarryBoy?
He began to wonder.
I never should have listened to you when we first met,
Junior whined.
I should have told my parents about you when I found you in my house. I should have had LarryBoy take you when I had the chance.
Yes, Junior. You had your chance, the Fib explained. But you already made your choice. You chose to listen to me. You chose to lie to your father and your friends. Now you're with me, Junior. No one's gonna find you here. No one's gonna save you this time. Not even that little purple guy with the weird-looking ears. You're mine, Junior. For real!
I'll be the judge of that,
someone proclaimed from the cave entrance. The Fib and Junior turned to see that LarryBoy has arrived in his LarryMobile. The superhero hopped out of his vehicle and did yet another dramatic superhero pose.
I am that hero,
LarryBoy proclaimed. The Fib smirked. Yeah, right.
I heard that,
the superhero yelled.
LarryBoy,
Junior shouted with relief.
I'm so glad you're here.
I'm not, the Fib mumbled. Then LarryBoy snapped out of his heroic pose and turned to the Fib.
Drop the asparagus,
he told the monster, but then he felt a little uneasy.
He said, I feel like this is deja vu.
The Fib rolled his eyes and said, Well, if you think this is all deja vu, then how about this? Why don't you come and make me, little purple?
Aha!
LarryBoy pointed out.
I remembered you saying that last time.
I'm not playing games this time, though, the Fib growled. I'm gonna eat this boy, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. The Fib turned to his heel and went deeper into the cave with Junior still in hand.
LarryBoy, help me!
Junior screamed as he was being let out of the superhero's sight into the deepest part of the cave.
I'm coming, Junior!
LarryBoy called out, but now, seeing the darkness that was before him now, he began to feel scared himself.
Archie?
He said uneasily.
LarryBoy!
He heard Archie and his Larry communicator in his plunger ears. You have to go after the Fib before he makes a meal out of Junior!
But it's too dark,
LarryBoy complained.
I can't see where the monster went. Use the Larry flashlight in your utility belt,
Archie replied. LarryBoy immediately pushed a button on his utility belt and a flashlight clicked on, shedding some light in this creepy cave. Bats fluttered past him as he shone the light towards the direction that the Fib had gone. In that direction, he heard Junior continue to scream for help. The boy's pleas echoed in the cave, and LarryBoy had to follow the cry. LarryBoy ran with the flashlight toward the direction of the cry, but before he could run any further, a giant hand swept him up and grabbed his body. The light shone on the monster's face right in front of the superhero. The Fib chuckled, but all Larry could do was gulp. Who's remembering now? The monster growled in the superhero's face. LarryBoy turned away as the monster spoke. To LarryBoy's right was Junior, still in the Fib's left hand, and still waiting to be rescued. Just then, the superhero seemed to recall something. The tranquilizer that Archie had given him, but the weapon was still inside the LarryMobile, which was a good few yards from where he was now. But wait, he thought. He remembered leaving the car door open. he could use his plunger ears to reach inside the vehicle and grab the tranquilizer. Yes, LarryBoy was aware that he only had one shot to complete the task, and he had to be perfect. Otherwise, he and Junior would both be the Fib's meal.
Master Larry,
Archie said over the radio.
I have a plan. Me too,
LarryBoy said, but not loud so that the Fib could hear.
You have a plan?
His butler questioned.
That wasn't what happened the last time we dealt with this monster. But it's different this time,
LarryBoy explained.
I'm going to try to reach the tranquilizer from the Larrymobile.
Wait a minute, Alfred cut in.
You didn't take the tranquilizer with you when you were pursuing the monster? Archie,
LarryBoy said.
I didn't think of that until just now. I know. I only have one shot to make this work. LarryBoy,
Junior interrupted.
I want to go home. Please make Fib let me go. I'm on it,
the superhero called back, but felt himself being tightened by the monster's grip on him. He let out a painful yelp. You two aren't going anywhere, the Fib said as LarryBoy's flashlight continued to shine in his face. I'm gonna eat both of you right now. Then the Fib turned to look at Junior in his left hand and hissed. And this time, I'll start by eating you first. Now was the time for LarryBoy to take action. So while the monster continued to focus on Junior, the superhero turned his head and shot his right plunger towards the Larrymobile's open door. At that instant, his plunger caught the tranquilizer. But as he started to reel back in his plunger ear, the Fib squeezed him tighter. LarryBoy was now suffocating from the tightness of the monster's grip. Release that plunger, hero, the monster growled. Junior now noticed what LarryBoy was trying to do and yelled at the Fib.
Leave him alone! It's me you want, not him!
The Fib turned and scolded at Junior. Fine, I'll leave him alone, and I'll only deal with you. With that said, the monster stretched out his arm and purposely dropped LarryBoy. The superhero fell hard on the cavern floor, but got up quickly to reel in his plunger to retrieve the tranquilizer. After grabbing hold of the weapon, he looked up and saw that the monster was fixing to place Junior in his mouth. In the monster's grip, Junior whined,
I know! I broke the plate! I didn't mean to break my dad's plate! But then again, I wasn't much of an Art Pagani fan like my dad was. I just wanted to use that plate for my tea party with Laura at that time.
The monster heard all of this, but didn't show remorse. The Fib opened his mouth really wide and drew the boy near his face. Meanwhile, on the ground, LarryBoy was trying to work the tranquilizer.
How do you work this thing?
He asked.
Press the lavender-colored button on the left side of the weapon,
Archie responded in his headset.
I may not like Art Pagani,
Junior resumed,
but I would never hate him too much to break any of his limited edition collector's plates. Not even my dad's. What color is lavender?
LarryBoy started to panic.
It's kind of like a light purple, Master Larry,
Archie said.
Find that button quickly! You don't have much time!
LarryBoy noticed what his butler meant, because he now saw that Junior was coming dangerously closer and closer to the Fib's open mouth. Junior, on the other hand, had to close his eyes.
If my dad was here right now,
Junior said. LarryBoy found the lavender button to the tranquilizer.
I would tell him all this.
The Fib chuckled as he started to put the boy into his mouth.
I would tell him about my not liking Art Pagani.
LarryBoy took careful aim at the Fib's side.
Because this is the truth. Shoot him!
Archie yelled into LarryBoy's headset.
Shoot him now! The whole truth!
The tip of the Fib's tongue touched Junior's cap.
And nothing but the truth!
LarryBoy pressed the tranquilizer's lavender button. That was when everything fell in slow motion. The dart from the tranquilizer soared from the gun towards the monster's side. The dart sank deeply into his flesh, releasing its serum into his bloodstream. As the serum began to empty out of the dart, the Fib howled with agony and spat Junior out of his mouth. Junior now found himself falling. LarryBoy saw this happening and dropped the tranquilizer. He then fired his left plunger and caught the falling asparagus. Afterwards, he reeled Junior back safely to the ground. As for the Fib, the monster fell under the spell of the tranquilizer and fell onto his feet against the cavern wall. Rocks showered from the ceiling as the monster passed out from the serum.
Come on,
LarryBoy urged.
we gotta go.
Junior nodded and followed LarryBoy back to the Larrymobile. During the ride back to town, Junior asked,
LarryBoy?
Yes, Junior? The superhero responded.
How were you able to find me? I had a GPS in the Larry Cave. Cool.
But then Junior frowned.
I wish my dad was there to hear the whole truth that I just said when the Fib was going to eat me.
He did hear you, Junior, LarryBoy said.
Huh?
Junior was confused.
Your dad was listening to us and watching us from the Larry Cave with Archie. Your dad was getting worried about you, so he came over to see what was going on. You mean that he saw everything we did? Yeah, so I'm pretty sure he'll understand. I sure hope so, Junior said, because I've learned my lesson for real this time. You sure did, LarryBoy agreed. And as a superhero and friend, I am very proud of you. The superhero speedster drew near town and everything was back to normal. Thanks to LarryBoy! I am that hero! LarryBoy cheered. Well, what did you guys think of that story? I thought it was epic. Makes me wish it was an actual episode. Oh well, maybe someday. Well, usually I'll say my normal outro, but since this is LBF's channel, I'll just say this instead. This has been Matt the Cat, loyal friend to the eyes and plunger ears of the LarryBoy multiverse. Have a great night, and always remember to tell the truth. This has been Reading Fanfics with Matt the Cat. Tune in next time to hear Matt say... Wait, is that the red Fib? Then we shall summon the Fib again with the Bald Bunny song! But first I must go find Hula Heidi's. I'm coming, Hula Heidi! Now at your local Burger Bell, served with cucumbers and asparagus.
Hey, that's my recipe, you stole.
Go make your own recipe. This is Mr. Lunchburger Bell now.
Why, you little?
Oh no. 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 No! 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 I'm done!